students, welcome to Sri Nyansagar Coaching Classes YouTube channel. To get latest videos, please subscribe this channel. Today I am going to teach you Unit 1.2, The Thief Story by Ruskin Bond. It is a simple heartwarming story, a small-time thief and the man whom he robs. Let's see its explanation. The Thief Story. Let's discuss. 1. Read the following incident. Lokesh had always been a class topper in tests and examinations. However, invariably, he used foul means during exams to gain those high marks. Once, on the day of history examination, Lokesh realized that his classmate and friend Farhan came all prepared for maths instead of history. Farhan had become desperate, so Lokesh offered to let him copy from his answer sheet. Since Farhan sat just behind him, Farhan refused. He said, "It's all right even if I get a 0, but I can't call it my own 0. I do not want to score a single mark unearned. Cheating in exams is for cowards, not me." Those words were turning point in Lokesh's life. He gave up cheating forever. He worked hard for what he desired and never ever used false measures to acquire anything. In the above given story, which words phrases can be replaced by the following ones? First, became aware means realized. Second, always, invariably. Third, very upset and helpless. The word used in the story is desperate. Fourth, cheating, foul means. Fifth, without working for it, unearned. Sixth, a sudden change, a turning point. Seventh, gain or achieve, and word is acquire. Summarize the incident into 6 or 8 lines, making Lokesh the narrator. Begin with "I was always a class topper." You have to write this individually. Now let's move to the story. The Thief Story, written by Ruskin Bond. He is an Indian author of British descent. He lives with his adopted family in Landur in Mysore, India. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. He got the Sahitya Academy Award in 1992 for Our Tree Still Grows in Dehra for his published work in English. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2014. Let's move to the original story. I was still a thief when I met Anil. The narrator is telling the story, and he was a thief. When he met Anil, he was the thief at that time. And though only 15, narrator's age was only 15, I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. Fairly successful means very expert, very smart in working. Anil was watching a wrestling match. When I approached him, he was about 25. Anil's age was 25. A tall, lean fellow. And he looked easygoing, kind and simple enough for my purpose. I hadn't had much luck of late and thought I might be able to get into the young man's confidence. "You look a bit of wrestler yourself," I said. "A little flattery helps in making friends." "So do you," he replied, which put me off for a moment because at that time I was rather thin. Well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. What is your name? Narrator told. Hari Singh. Actually, at that time, he lied. Narrator lied. I took a new name every month. That kept me ahead of the police and my former employers. After this introduction, Anil talked about the well-oiled wrestlers who were grunting, lifting and throwing each other about. I didn't have much to say. Anil walked away. I followed casually. Hello again, he said. I gave him my most appealing smile. I want to work for you, I said. But I can't be for you. I thought that over for a minute. Perhaps I had misjudged my man. I asked, Can you feed me? Anil replied, Can you cook? I again lied. Yes, I can cook. If you can cook, then maybe I can feed you. He took me to his room over the Jamuna Street shop and told me I could sleep on the balcony. But the meal I cooked that might just have been terrible because Anil gave it to a stray dog and told me to be off. But I just hung around, smiling in my most appealing way, and he couldn't help laughing. Later, he patted me on the head and said, Never mind, he would teach me to cook. He also taught me to write my name and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and to add numbers. I was grateful. I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. It was quite pleasant working for Anil. I made tea in the morning and then would take my time buying the day's supplies, usually making a profit about ₹1 a day. I think he knew I made a little money this way, but he didn't seem to mind. Anil made money by fit and starts. He would borrow 1 week, lend next. He kept worrying about his next check, but as soon as it arrived, he would go out and celebrate. It seems he wrote for magazines, a queer way to make a living. One evening, he came home with a small bundle of notes, saying he had just sold a book to a publisher. At night, I saw him tuck the money under the mattress. I had been working for Anil almost a month, and apart from cheating on the shopping, had not done anything in my line of work. I had every opportunity for doing so. Anil had given me a key to the door, and I could come and go as I pleased. He was the most trusting person I had ever met. And that is why it was difficult to rob him. It's easy to rob a greedy man because he can afford to be robbed, but it's difficult to rob a careless man. Sometimes he doesn't even notice he's been robbed, and that takes all the pleasure out of the work. Well, it's time I did some real work. I told myself, I'm out of practice, and if I don't take the money, he will only waste it on his friends. After all, he doesn't even pay me. Anil was asleep. A beam of moonlight stepped over the balcony and fell on the bed. I sat up on the floor, considering the situation. If I took the money, I could catch the 10:30 express to Lucknow. Slipping out of the blanket, I crept up to the bed. Anil was sleeping peacefully. His face was clear and unlined. Even I had more marks on my face, though mine were mostly scars. My hands slid under the mattress, searching for the notes. When I found them, I drew them out without a sound. Anil sighed in his sleep and turned on his side towards me. I was startled and quickly crawled out of the room. When I was on the road, I began to run. I had the notes at my waist, held there by the string of my pyjamas. I slowed down to a walk and counted the notes. 600 rupees in 50s. I could live like an oil-rich Arab for a week or two. When I reached the station, I did not stop at the ticket office. I had never bought a ticket in my life, but dashed straight to the platform. The Lucknow Express was just moving out. The train had still to pick up speed, and I should have been able to jump into the one of the carriages. But I hesitated. For some reason I can't explain, and I lost the chance to get away. When the train had gone, I found myself standing alone on the deserted platform. I had no idea where to spend the night. I had no friends, believing that friends were more trouble than help, and I did not want to make anyone curious by staying at one of the small hotels near the station. The only person I knew really well was the man I had robbed. Leaving the station, I walked slowly through the bazaar. In my short career as a thief, I had made my study of man's faces when they had lost their goods. The greedy man showed fear, the rich man showed anger, the poor man showed acceptance. But I knew that Anil's face, when he discovered the theft, would show only a touch of sadness, not for the loss of money, but for the loss of trust. I found myself in the Maidan and sat down on a bench. The night was chilly. It was early November and the light drizzle added to my discomfort. Soon it was raining quite heavily. My shirt and pyjamas stuck to my skin, and a cold wind blew the rain across my face. I went back to the bazaar and sat down in the shelter of the clock tower. The clock tower showed midnight. I felt for the notes. They were damp from the rain. Anil's money, in the morning he would probably have given me 2 or 3 rupees to go to the cinema. But now I had it all. I couldn't cook his meals, run to the bazaar, or learn to write whole sentences anymore. I had forgotten about them in the excitement of the theft. Whole sentences, I knew, could one day bring me more than a few hundred rupees. It was a simple matter to steal, and sometimes just as simple to be caught. But to be a really big man, a clever and a respected man, was something else. I should go back to Anil, I told myself, if only to learn to read and write. I hurried back to the room feeling very nervous, for it is much easier to steal something than to return it undetected. I opened the door quietly, then stood in the doorway in clouded moonlight. Anil was still asleep. I crept to the head of the bed, and my hand came up with the notes. I felt his breath on my hand. I remained still for a minute. Then my hand found the edge of the mattress and slipped under it with the notes. I woke late next morning to find that Anil had already made the tea. He stretched out his hands towards me. There was a 50 rupee note between his fingers. My heart sank. I thought I had been discovered. I made some money yesterday, he explained. Now you will be paid regularly. My spirits rose. But when I took the note, I saw it was still wet for the night's rain. Today, we will start writing sentences, he said. He knew, but neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way, and the smile came by itself without any effort. Now, let's see, students, its summary in short. English workshop from Kumar Bharati English Medium 1.2 The Thief's Story. Question number 1. Complete the web diagram. Hari's vices: cunning, untruthful, shrewd, insincere. Anil's virtues: kind, pleasant, simple, easygoing. Question number 2. Insert the appropriate word or phrase given below in the sentences that follow. Flattery, appealing, by fits and starts, dash to, undetected, spirits rose. These are phrases. You have to fill them in proper place. A. I dash dash the school gate when I heard the school bell ring. Answer: I dashed to the school gate when I heard the school bell ring. B. After the death of my pet dog, my dash dash when dad got me a new pup. Answer: after the death of my pet dog, my spirits rose when dad got me a new pup. C. Do not stoop to just to gain something from someone. Answer: do not stoop to just to gain something from appealing someone. D. The artist completes his paintings. Answer: the artist completes his paintings by fits and starts. E. The crime went for 11 years. Answer: the crime went undetected for 11 years. F. When the baby saw its mother, it gave a smile. When the baby saw its mother, it gave a flattery smile. Question 3. A. Find from the text the collocation for the following. Dog, and the collocation is stray. Stray dog. Man, greedy man. Ticket, ticket office. Slowly, walked slowly. Drizzle, light drizzle. Sentences, whole sentences. Spirits, spirits rose. B. Complete the compound words from the story. Oil, oil rich. 50, 50 rupee. Easy, easy going. Tower, clock tower. Moon, moonlight. Question 4. Read the story carefully and complete the table. Total number of characters 2. Names of characters are Anil and Hari. Ages 25, 15 respectively. Physical appearance: Anil is tall, lean, with clear online face. Hari is thin with many scars on the face. Earn money by: Anil earn money by writing for magazines, writing books. Hari earn money by stealing and cheating people. Qualities of Anil: Anil is kind, simple, easygoing, pleasant, forgiving, tactful. Hari is cunning, shrewd, insincere. Complete the given sentence. A. Anil kept Hari as a cook because he wanted someone to cook for him. He perhaps also felt sorry for Hari. B. Hari was grateful. Anil was teaching him to read, write, and add numbers, and all this would be useful to him in his life. Hari continued making money by cheating Anil while buying the day's supplies. D. Anil didn't hand Hari over to the police because he was good person and gave second chance to Hari. E. The moral of the story is thieves are also humans and we should give them another chance. Think and write in your own words in your notebook. Why did Anil employ Hari as cook although he could not afford to pay him? Anil wanted someone to cook for him. He felt that perhaps Hari could cook for him and in return he could feed him as he could not afford to pay him. Anil was also kind-hearted and probably felt sorry for Hari. Why didn't Anil hand over Hari to the police? What effect would it have on Hari? Answer. Anil was probably too kind-hearted to hand Hari over the police. He might also have thought that he could try to make an honest man of Hari if he had handed Hari over to the police. Hari would probably have been very bitter and angry and would have continued in his dishonest ways. Not handing over to the police had a positive effect on Hari and may have changed the way he lived his life. Do you feel Anil's way of handling a thief like Hari was effective? Justify your answer. Yes. Anil's way of handling a thief like Hari was effective. Anil had realized that Hari really wished to learn to write whole sentences, get an education and become a big man. So, by forgiving him and giving him the motivation to learn, He changed Hari, which no police action could have done. What tact had Anil used to change Hari's dishonest ways? Answer. Anil had ignored Hari's attempts at robbing him. He had them tempted him by saying that they would start writing sentences, for he knew that this was what Hari wished for wholeheartedly. Anil provided motivation for Hari to change his ways. And the smile came by itself without any effort, save why. When do people give fake smiles? Hari regretted what he had done. He went back to Anil in order to get an education. He realized that Anil knew that he had been robbed. He was relieved and happy that Anil had decided to ignore what had happened and to teach him to write whole sentences. He gave him an appealing smile to ask forgiveness for what he had done. Question number 7. Frame WH questions to get the answers. Underline below. Change the first person pronoun to the second person where necessary. A. I hurried back to the room. And WH question is, where did you hurry back to? Second. B. I had made a study of men's faces. Question. What had you made? C. I drew them out without a sound. Answer. How did you draw them out? D. The poor man showed acceptance. Answer. Who showed acceptance? E. I made tea in the morning. Answer. When did you make tea? I hope you like this video. Please subscribe this channel. Thank you.